So over time, the story that we produce becomes what I call the veil of the narrative. And when I try and get people out of it, if it's dark and depressing, I ask them, who are you without your story? Everything we've ever thought is becoming a thing. It's becoming who we are. So if we say, I'm really depressed, whatever we put after the words, I am, is going to be our reality. The quickest way I know to get out of these states of fear, essentially, is, of course, besides bringing love to the party as a first step, is to understand that we need to raise our energy. We need to raise our vibration, and we need to look with the eyes beyond the eyes of the five senses. So that might sound like a lot in the beginning, but if you listen to St. Paul, for example, St. Paul said that which is seen has not come from that which does appear. So what he was trying to say was the source of everything in the world of form that we're so used to seeing is not from the world of form. It's from the world of spirit. It's from the world of energy and vibration. So what we do is we bring this spirituality into our psychology, and we call it the science of finding your spiritual self. And people do. They find their spiritual selves, and they heal, and they transform their lives. The quickest and most effective ways to heal your life is to use your seven eyes, as we call them, or your extrasensory abilities. And these are the light we cannot see, really. At some point, we need to delve into the spiritual and our extraordinary potential, because who we are divine beings having a human experience at the end of the day. We move from sensory to multisensory, or starting to use all our senses together, really becoming aware of what is going on, who we are, and seeing almost, starting to sense a way through. And then we become extrasensory. And we become extrasensory by using the power of the five eyes rather than sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste, or matter. As Einstein would put it, we unleash our inner potential and discover dimensions of ourselves that are so far, far more powerful than our psychology that we heal in just 6 to 8 weeks. We see people transforming and healing their lives again and again and again by applying ways to get out of a five-sensory ingrained model of personality and have a paradigm shift into a spiritual, higher energy, higher vibrational idea of themselves. And when they do this, they break the limits of who they thought they were, how far they could take their healing, and how far their impact could reach around the world. These seven eyes are intention, intuition, imagination, insight, CQ, intellect, inspiration, and innovation. Innovation is when we can actually bring these ideas back into, through practice, of course, into our everyday lives and create change through extrasensory ability. It's innate in all of us. And we're hearing of it more and more and more as we go through, discovering that science is using meditation to heal people now, through chronic illnesses to personality disorders, and you name it. We're using all the light we cannot see to really branch out of who we thought we were and what limits we imposed on ourselves. So it's a really exciting time to be alive, and this shift that is happening in more and more people as we move from fear to love, as we move from frightened parts of the personality to love, to openness, to togetherness. I don't know if you've noticed, but you'll see that the end of racism, the end of judgment, discrimination is really coming to the fore today, and people are not standing for it anymore. We really are starting to see with the eyes behind our eyes, and they're exciting times that everybody should be a part of. How you start your process is learning to understand that you've got to let go of things like control, victim mentality, an anxious personality, and recover a sense of self-love, of gratitude. And all of these things can be accessed with the 7 eyes, with our extrasensory abilities that are lying dormant in us until suffering actually becomes too much for us to really take, and we get sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then bang, somehow we activate these extrasensory abilities. And although it might sound a little bit off the charts, using your intuition, setting goals with an intention, for argument's sake, brings a completely different result to someone who is creating or trying to create a goal or an intention. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, with a mind that is locked into survival mind. All that you can produce there is fight, flight, and freeze. But when you get into the contemplative mind, that's when the gloves are off, and that's when the magic happens.